What we're going to try and do is the tracks are 6 inches wider than the lorry. So on the edge of that track, which isn't supported level because the wood is higher than the red bit, we're going to try and push the CET up there, and they're going to try and support it with bits of wood which will just pop out the way, and the ramps are just going to bend and buckle into half. And we've wasted, it's 12:30 now, it'll be 2 o'clock before we've busted everything, I suppose, 1:30, and then we'll get on with our normal job. I'm welding up a hole in an exhaust on an Abba. In the meantime, we'll just play a game. Surely that'll just shear off. If it doesn't bend the ramps and break them,
drill
and screw it down.
Drill and just strap a bolt even into it.
Well, that's not even in the equation, that one, because you can't. That won't even be touching.
No.
I don't know.
This ain't gonna work.
That's awful. That is, because it will spit them out the way, but if it does support, if those bits of wood do support, it all means it's not touching there, and if any turning at all, it will just slip off.
Right, let's get this to the edge of the ramps.
Yeah, let's just push it up a bit and see if they start to bend.
Yeah.
Right, here we go then. Action, take 2. This will be a laugh. I love a laugh. I love a laugh. I love a challenge. Are you ready, son number 2? That's the international, eh? I think so. Ash, ready? Hang on, we've got to think about this. Right, you have got to put that way. Right, you've got to have that one going that way. Yeah. Right, now, hard over now. Hard over this way. Hard over that way.
Hard that way.
Hard that way. Get it. That's it. No. Keep going that way.
Right, we got a problem. Stop.
Hang on.
Rock is not high enough.
Yes, it is. Because we're going up the ramps now. It'll be perfect. Yep. Now, we're on the rubber block. Are we about even? I've got an inch of rubber block hanging over. You've got about an inch, haven't you?
Yeah.
Okay, we're perfect. We've done our job perfect. Okay, try and push this straight. Push this straight for about 2 foot. Right, see if we can do it the Polish way. It's not even hardwood. Hang on, get out of the way, because if it flicks out, it'll kill you.
It needs to go your way.
Well, we're going to do that with a winch. Hang on. Let me have a look at the other side. Bloody hell, it's a long way round when you've got to run round 2 vehicles each time to have a look. Maybe I can step over the ramps. It's a good job the brakes are good. Oh God, it's awful, isn't it?
Go back. Bring it that way a bit.
Well, I think what you should do now is put the winch onto here and then bring it through an eyelet there so you can pull it that way as he comes up.
My winch?
Yeah, your winch.
No.
No?
My boss, no winch.
Well, why did you send a lorry with a winch?
What do you mean no winch? Hang on a minute.
My boss, no winch.
Well, there's no point in this fucking loading it then.
We can't do it without a winch.
We can't do it.
We can't steer it.
We can't steer
We
it.
can't steer it. If we can't steer it, we can't do it. The only way we can steer it is to bring your winch in there, onto there, and pull it across.
I know. My boss, no winch.
We better give up then.
No, do it.
They're now saying no winch. They can't use their winch. It's a very precious winch made out of gold, and they can't use it. His boss says no winch. Well, we can't steer that thing. It just gets harder and harder. It's just impossible.
Not actually spot either.
Who?
Michael.
Well, it's a joke, isn't it? How are we supposed to steer it? We can't steer it. Oh, what a waste of time. Why didn't you tell us we can't use your winch? Why did you tell me you had a 10-ton winch if we can't use it?
I don't know.
Well, what a waste of time.
Sorry, I don't
So
know.
how
We
are
have
we gonna
burnt
hold
a
it?
day.
But how is it going to be held? If we get it up, how are we supposed to hold it? If we want to take off that, because we need to take that off.
I can't believe it. They said they had a 5-ton winch that snatched down could do 10 ton, and now they won't use the winch anyway. So if they won't use the winch, we can't do the job. It's impossible.
Why don't you go any further? Stop!
Hang on, maybe we can shove it across with another vehicle.
Oh, the fuck, look at it. Look at we need to go over miles.
Yeah.
Miles.
Well, it'll go on Facebook
Michael,
tonight.
Michael, this is a
But
joke, mate.
if I can't steer it, it's going to come off the side. It'll be too big to me load. So you must know someone on Facebook. Just go Tanks-alot Ltd, and the whole movie will be on there. We put one on every night.
No, but we need to sort it out.
Sometimes 1 million views. Been very good for support for Ukraine. Yeah.
Right, Nick, ask him to ask this fella, can we use the winch or not? He needs to make the
Yeah, but
phone
he's.
call.
Can you talk to the lorry driver? See if we can use his winch, because without that, we don't stand a chance. That'll give us a little bit more room. But if I think I'm going to take the top off my roller, and starting that up is never a quick job. So now what we've got to do,
Right, here's where
we're going to try and shift it back, and if he comes back on the lock he is. What you've got to do, actually, if you have a look at this side, he's basically got to come backwards and slew it. You see what I mean? You've got to slew it a little bit that way.
So I need to come this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you went over too far, didn't you? So?
You've got to go that way with it. The boss has actually said if he uses his winch and he breaks it, he's got to pay for it. So now, suddenly, that's the reason we're not using the winch. Because if the driver burns it, it's his responsibility. And I can't really see. Pardon?
It's moving the truck, look at the wheel.
Yeah, it could be. I think that's where he dug a hole with the legs. That's where he dug a hole with the legs. So without us being able to pull that corner of the bucket this way, it ain't going on straight. And I think we've wasted enough time. They've come now for this 8 times with the wrong lorry. And I mean, I can see the lumps of rust falling off the bottoms of his ramps. I mean, that's what we're dealing with really, just a load of old shit. Again, look, nothing holds the ramps on. It's just laying on the top. Just laying there. So if we do twist it, well, if we get it on further and then try and turn it by the back, it's very easy for those ramps to just slide off. Because bear in mind, there's 2 ramps, not one. 2 singular ramps, not one big one. Yeah, the other side's hanging over too much, Ash. It's because we've got slack. It's just a complete and utter waste of time and a joke. An absolute waste of time. He did want to know the ID number of it. This is probably a very good time. It is 22 FD
If I just go straight
46, I think. Plan B. We've got to yank the CET this way. We can't steer it. So Ashley's trying to reverse back. He's looking through the periscope. I think this chain might be too long. Or because they won't use their precious winch. Right, well there we go. She's straining. It may well shift the ramp. Wow, it's pushing them both backwards. It's doing it. Fucking hell, stop. Yeah, it is doing it. The ramp isn't moving that much. I still haven't got enough hanging over. You've got to go a bit more. Bit scary. I'm worried about me battery charger. If that chain snaps, I could rip that to bits. Only a little bit. 432 is a powerful old machine. Oh, the ramp's moved. That's a bummer. That'll do ya. Wow. Right, come forward. That's it. I'm up to the edge of the rubber. What about your side? Is the rubber touching the lorry? Well, that's the best we can do. That's the best we can do. It's a shame that ramp shifted. That's not good. Well, Ashley's going to give it a little nudge, see what happens. Don't we just love it when they send it one gear? I wouldn't send a low loader for a job like this. It's ridiculous. And very dangerous. Looks like it's working. It's on point of balance. It's just slipped, didn't it? Hang on. Hang on, we could pull it across. I could pull it across with the 432. Because it's a bit too much this way. But not on the back.
If he steers the front this way, it'll be the
He can't, he'll go all over the place. I'd love to think he could.
Just the tag of the
We can try.
tag. It's smaller.
What we should do is put it on the arse end of the trailer and then leave it.
Yeah.
See if they want to use their winch then.
Yeah,
What's that side looking like?
no, forget it.
Hang on, I can pull it across with the
You can pull
432.
it across now, yeah.
Only half the vehicle's touching.
Yeah. You can pull this the whole way across.
Yeah.
Because we're only on the edge over there now.
Okay. Oh, hang on.
Hold it there, don't move.
Put your brakes on. Put the air brakes on. Are they? Okay, maybe you ought to do this one. Oh, what a joke. I'm not worried about the ramps now, we're on. What we've got to do is yank the front across a little bit. Actually yank the front across with the 432, and I want Ashley to go forward exactly 2 foot. The ramps have come up off the bottom. They're not doing much now, and they've slipped anyway. Hell of a thing is CET. Okay, stop.
Fucking dealing! Come on!
What's up?
More on the track. We might be right now, but
Bloody hell, that's not good. Yeah, see, we haven't got the right fittings for this. We have to wing it. We shouldn't have to wing it. It's not fair. Right, I'm going to come forward in the 432. Let's look along the tracks. That is bang on the rubbers. This is the lorry driver's contribution. He's going to take a look out for me. We've gone off for about 5 hours now. All good? I'm going to reverse out the way because if that comes over, I'll dead beat. Here we go. Bit by bit by bit. Now the shackle is catching on the horns of the outlets of the track. Yeah, I can hear it clicking. Yeah, you wouldn't want to use a winch to turn it. That'd be far too hard. I better go and look at the other side. I think it's drifting over. Hang on.
it's my dealing. It's catching the track.
Yeah, that's going to break our D-link's jammed in the track. It's creeping over that way.
Yeah, no, look at my dealing on the
I'm going to,
right-hand
yeah,
side.
creeping over to the left-hand side. So what I've got to do now is fire up another 432, probably that one over there, and try and tug it across at an angle. But do you know what? I'm not pushing it up the lorry. I'm going to leave it on the back of the lorry, and then we'll see if he uses fucking winch. Bastard. Well, we've been tugging away, and it's damn near on. What was stopping it turning was the abrasiveness of the winch, of the ramps. And now, they've only given us permission to use the winch. Now, he said he had a snap spot. That means he hasn't got a snap spot because we're working with clowns. But what he's got to do is fix it onto a part of the trailer over there, then bring it across, tap the eyelet. But he thinks he's going to put it straight on, and that won't really turn it enough. So he's wasting his time. Can you fix it from there to there? He's probably got no idea what I'm talking about. Bless him. Maybe it's his boss, I don't know. What you do is you put your winch hook on there, then you put a shackle on there, and you make it skid across. Now it's got a decent sized cable on it, but it is very rusty. So it's probably about a third less strong as it should be, because that ain't been greased for 100 years. It looks like he's been using it on the seaside, to be honest. Now hopefully he'll have a shackle. You never know with these boys. There you go, you see? That's how you use a winch. You just tighten it up a bit. Ashley! Let's see how tight it is. Pistol. Need a bit more now. Okay. He's got to come forward a little bit. And then Mr. Winchman. And if he doesn't do it tight enough, if he's trying to feather his winch, what's going to happen is we'll have to just pull it off, because the winch. The cable, got to pull it across. Have a look along here. Look under there. Under here. Not lined up, got to go that way. It's close, it's working, but it's still not over. It's got to go an inch over. And he's putting about as much stress on the winch. Need more on the winch to pull it that way. Is that it? Is that the full amount of effort he's going to do? Okay, a little bit more. He's only pretending to use the winch. He's not pulling it over. And he could pull it over. That's better. He's got some strain on it now. Okay, hold it there. Let's get Ashley out of the way. What a wonderful machine. Yeah, about, I don't know, 35 miles, something like that it's got on it. And it was the one off Top Gear. And if you ever saw James May smashing up a housing estate with it, that's the actual one. Hallelujah. It won't roll that far. Yeah, that's good. Kill it now. Well, do I feel like loading the second one? Should I tell him to bugger off? Oh, you know, it's just, it's a joke, isn't it? I was between them two vehicles unshackling and with just a couple of bits of wood in it. I can do it because I'm the boss. If I get killed, no one gets sued. But if one of my staff does, or anyone on site does, I go to prison. It's called corporate manslaughter. And that's what these blokes invite me to get involved in every time they bring a lorry to pick up some tanks, and we've done 120. I haven't had a safe lorry yet.
I bet they'll get it off well quickly on the end.
Yeah, that'll go nice and quickly.
Maybe sideways, but it'll come off.
Yeah, probably fall off in the sea on the ferry. It'll probably slip off on the way anyway. Yeah, I think it'll slip off on the way. Yeah. These chains are only for display. And have you seen the rust on them? Have you seen the rust on them?
They've got chains this time.
First time ever. They always use ratchet straps. But now, it's a good job he said, oh, boss says we can use a winch now after we've done the job, because basically, well, the other one's only got a 2-ton winch.
We can't load the other one. Not a chance.
No, I don't think it's safe.
No. I mean, oh God, look at the rats.
Yeah, look at the rust dropping off them. Look at that, look at that piece of rust. I'd like him to give that piece of rust to his boss
and say, "Well, Mr. Bossman, when you send me England, could I have less of old shit? Because this is absolute old shit, and I don't want to do it anymore because it's not much fun. And if I break anything, I got to pay for it myself. So he'll have to buy new rams for his boss because he broke them. Look, it's his fault. He broke them. And the winch cable, very rusty, very, very rusty. Lucky he didn't get hit in the face with it. Very dangerous what we do, very dangerous. But with a lot of experience, anything's possible. But they could have made an awful lot more help. And look at me yard, look at that. Look at that. Why didn't they bring a block to put underneath that? It's because they don't know what they're doing. It's another world. It's another world. And I don't mean they should have more health and safety. I think they should just have more sensibility. Just be a little bit more thoughtful, a little bit more clever. Yep. We were very lucky there. It should have come off sideways. But as I always say, if there's a 50-50 chance, it's worth having a go.